Hello and welcome to this Primary Markets webinar for Form Corp. I'm Nicholas Capp, the CEO of Primary Markets, and today we're hosting Michael Fishpool, founder of Form Corp, to further outline the company and the opportunity. Today's format is a familiar one, also fairly simple, a 10 to 15 minute presentation with the ability to ask questions at the end. As a reminder, this webinar will be recorded and posted to the platform in the next day or so. In case you've missed anything, it'll be available shortly. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Michael. G'day, Michael.
G'day, Nick. Thank you. Welcome to the Form Corp presentation. So today I'm going to be talking about Form Corp and the Formatic platform. We're focused on building enriched customer onboarding experiences. The platform's built for people, not processes, and has a focus on a configuration over code approach so that non-technical people can deliver the solution. Formatic enables the simplification of complex business to customer interactions and is able, as I mentioned before, by non-technical people to do that. Awareness in the market for customer experience is growing, and especially in our target market, the demand for that is becoming part of what people have to do to be successful. The strategic opportunity, we've been basically building a bunch of strategic partners around our platform to distribute not only the platform but pre-configured solutions built upon the platform. So the opportunity is that the customer experience expectations are growing. The landscape is changing essentially. The demand for self-service and automation enabling technology, they're all evolving very, very quickly. Established business is being left behind. Quite often they're still doing paper, PDF, manual processes. They've got legacy systems which makes it hard to integrate with them, and they quite often have hard-coded or user interfaces that are tied quite tightly to those legacy systems. And as a result of that, the customer onboarding quite often suffers, and it's hurting these organisations. So this gives you a really quick snapshot of the before and after. You see that quite often these businesses, as I mentioned, have PDF and poor legacy UI, which results in poor conversion and lost revenue. On the other side of the coin, they've got, as a result of those data capture points, they've got low data quality, which leads to back office inefficiencies and creates cost. Both of those things creating decreased profitability, but more importantly, creating a really bad customer experience. Clunky, intuitive, time-consuming, quite often multiple follow-ups because they can't collect all the data in one go because they're not connected to the data sources they need, and longer time to value. So the customer has to spend more time before they experience the value of what that organisation can offer. So after the process, and what we like to do is basically create it's almost like a digital skin, if you like, that becomes the UI layer for the organisation to keep all interactions consistent with the customer. And that should basically means that we can evolve the customer experience through, being able to optimise the UI, and personalising those experiences, self-populating data from data sources, using customer analytics to understand where pain points are for the customer and how to fix them, and to make it as intuitive and frictionless as possible. So that once we've got that data quality raised, we can then start to automate a whole bunch of back office functions, which then increases profitability and gives you a great customer experience boost at the same time. So if you look at the platform at a whole, from a very high level, it's an eForms engine, a very, very powerful one, that allows lots of personalization and a whole bunch of other features which I'll touch on in a minute. Customer journey management and some automated marketing capabilities. So basically this platform can do all sorts of, or could potentially be applied to many, many different scenarios for a business. But we are in this, in our organisation at the moment, very focused on the customer onboarding piece because we feel that's really where the biggest problem is. Up until now, we've done a lot of custom onboarding solutions for businesses, but now we're starting to productize those onboarding solutions. And a few of the verticals we have are investor onboarding, fintech customer onboarding, so they're companies like payment gateway companies, et cetera. We've also got trade credit and customer onboarding solutions, and also looking at a superannuation solution. And obviously these verticals we're looking to continue to build on and build our partner network around selling those. So the Formatic Advantage, what's so good about the platform? I guess the biggest thing about it is the fact that because it's not an IT function, we can get things done very, very quickly. It's essentially a drag and drop interface that allows non-IT people to build much of the solution. It shifts CapEx to OpEx. It allows a lot of back office automation, and also the other thing that's important to note is it's a light touch integration. So we've integrated with banks in less than a couple of days, for example. So it's very quick to integrate with businesses. We've got our onboarding blueprint, which is basically a collection of reusable building blocks that we're putting together based on our SDK2, which is our recent development we've been working on. So basically this blueprint basically follows through a few steps that most companies have to do when they're onboarding customers, whether they be companies or consumers. There's a lot of similarities in those processes, and we can basically make that a very quick and easy process to get that up and running for a client of ours. Sorry. We've confirmed the market fit. I mean, we know that the solution works. We've worked with Teachers Mutual Bank and their sub-brands, Firefighters Mutual and Unibank. I'll show you in a minute an example of the Tyro experience. We've worked with One Registry Services with their investor onboarding. One of the highlights with that is we onboarded for one client of theirs about 50 million in 5 hours worth of investment, all through the digital form. And Interisk, we've built a broker-powered renewal system, so to speed up renewals and to take friction out of insurance renewals. We've built a lot of integrations with data sources such as Equifax, Vix Verify, Green ID, and Experian. These data sources enable us to not only enrich the data, the experience by pre-populating a lot of information from ASIC databases and other bureau data, but also to do things like ID verification online. So essentially taking care of the AML and KYC components, or at least facilitating a lot of the back office and pain associated with those processes. So I'll jump out now quickly and just jump through and show you our Tyro experience. Okay, so just to give this some context, the Tyro guys have a flow which starts off with a salesperson. So the salesperson will actually fill out a bunch of information for the customer and then send them a link, which is basically comes in an email. They click on that link and they come to what you're seeing here. Essentially, this greatly expedites the process for the customer and also increases conversion rate by quite a lot. Here you're seeing an example of our address lookup. So basically in about 6 or 7 keystrokes, I've filled out an entire address. We've got widgets like date of birth widgets, which speed up the process of entering that information. We've also got a whole bunch of other little widgets that we build here and there throughout the system to try and speed up data collection. So all of this information has been pre-populated to speed up the process. We're going through an ID matrix verification here. So essentially we've taken a lot of the background data that we've already collected and we've run that on data sources to confirm. In this case, we didn't have enough data already collected, so now we have to collect one more piece of information from one of those data sources that you can see on the screen to hopefully verify this user. As I mentioned before, we've also got Green ID integration as well. So that person's now successfully verified, and we can go on with filling out the contract essentially, which is what this is. We've got custom help text there to help the customer understand the context of what we're asking. And these sorts of things, the smallest touches can really make a difference to the customer experience, but being able to identify those through the analytics is probably the benefit of our system, but also the ability to be able to then make that change very quickly and easily without having to call the IT department to do it.
So, Michael, there's the ability to do, for example, A/B testing by suppose the frontline customer service or I suppose process engineers in the business.
Yeah, correct. So we've got a full integration with Google Analytics, which enables that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so basically now we're going through the process. We're nearly consenting at the end, and basically this page just allows the customer to go through and confirm the information that's been entered before they commit to the contract. And that's the end of the process. Probably in this seminar, I don't have time to really go through the back-end system, but I can maybe we can show that on request anyway. So the leadership team, myself, Shane Barr and Alex Berryman, I've been involved in building custom software, custom cloud-based software for 15 years. Shane's been involved in building businesses of a substantial size over the years, and offers invaluable business support. And Alex Berryman is one of the most talented tech guys around, and has done a great job on the platform. Our go-to-market, so targeting, sorry, Michael, as I mentioned before.
Could you just jump into presentation mode to expand or make that font a bit bigger, please?
Yes, yeah, sorry, thank you. There we go. Sorry about that, Nick. Okay, so so obviously we have been working, as I've mentioned, with a lot of custom solutions for customers. We've found that that's the sales cycle on that takes a bit longer. So basically, by building these pre-configured solutions, we're aiming to cut down the sales cycle and be able to deliver much faster for customers. Strategic relationships, strategic partnerships. At the moment, we've got a bunch of integration partners, and we get a lot of leads through those integration partners. Every time we add integration partners, we get more leads through them. Sales partners, basically a lot, as I mentioned, a lot of those do double as sales partners. And we've also got some partners that are going to help us with implementation and scaling our delivery team.
Okay, so what you got here as go-to-market, Michael, is really around you've obviously gone way past proof of concept here and got revenue-generating contracts already. This is now about scaling up and really bringing, I suppose, getting some sort of leverage network effect into the product that is there as Formatic at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to build that ecosystem around the platform essentially, if we do that well, we're going to drive sales, substantial sales, quite quickly, I think.
What's the competitive landscape like at the moment?
Yeah, look, there's definitely other people out in the market, but in the verticals that we've chosen, our solutions are there's there's a lot of blue sky between our solutions and theirs. So yes, we've definitely got a point of difference in the market. So from a marketing perspective, obviously our part of sales and product training is important. We're going to start around the verticals, basically doing content and automated marketing to drive those direct sales as well, and try and get out there amongst exhibitions and conferences, etc. From a customer retention perspective, there's always opportunities to talk to the customer around these solutions and optimize for their particular situation, which is a great touch point, and also opens up opportunities to do more work with that customer. In terms of the competition, so probably, sorry, jumping onto that, Avoca are probably the biggest guys out there at the moment. They're much more expensive than us to deliver a lesser quality or same quality product. AEM Forms is much heavier on the coding, so therefore it costs a lot more, but also the license fees are prohibitive to a lot of businesses. And we've got smaller players like Lab Group, which are doing sort of very much form-based stuff rather than more experience-based stuff. And then still the biggest player in the market is guys doing it themselves with custom code, who just can't compete with the agility that we can deliver. Our sales, as we mentioned before, have all been driven internally with no marketing and no professional sales team. Hopefully the partnering is going to push. I mean, that's what we're aiming. We've got a lot of really advanced conversations happening, and we're really looking forward to pushing these opportunities. And from an investment perspective, we've just finished a major development, or in very, very final stages of developing our SDK2, which gives us much more modularity around our build process, which just helps us to do things much faster and make much more reusable code, which is obviously in a product business we have to do that. We'd like to hire an experienced COO to really help us take that growth to the next level. We need more people, so we need more premise, a bigger office, and yeah, just basically we want to develop these relationships
to keep building it out. Yep.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so basically we're really excited. We're in a really exciting position and really looking forward to taking the business to the next step.
Yep. So the sort of 18 to 24 month goal is for the first next 18 months is really to solidify and establish, but also grow your position in Australia, and then look to branch out further overseas. I suppose with your distribution partnerships that you're looking at with the Equifaxes of the world, that's probably going to be able to happen a bit faster depending on take up.
Correct. Yeah, there's already been some conversations with both Equifax and DXC that are alluding to opportunities, international opportunities. So yeah, it could happen faster, but yeah, we'll keep our feet on the ground at the same time. I think there's plenty of opportunity here for the short term. Okay,
fantastic. Look, a couple of questions I've asked have come through the panel, so there aren't any other further questions at this stage, Michael. Appreciate your time today. Taking us through your presentation deck. Just for everyone listening to this webinar, more information is obviously available, and there is a more detailed information memorandum regarding the business and the offer that is available. So please, if you're looking for more information, please don't hesitate to contact myself or anyone else at Primary Markets, and we can help you with those information requirements, or obviously put you through to Michael and the rest of the team to have further discussions. So thanks very much for your time today, Michael.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. We appreciate it. Thanks for taking us through the story. Again, this has been recorded and we'll have it posted up to the website very shortly. So thanks, everyone, for your time today, and talk to you soon.